Good morning. Welcome to Thursday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum. Here with some words to start your day off well, give you some things to think about and talk about, share with friends, have some deep discussions, because I'm all about the deep discussions. So, hope everybody's off to a good start today. Let's do a little tapping and breathing to bring ourselves fully into the present, right here, right now. Good morning, Nancy. Glad you are here. Into that divine vessel that is your physical body. Good morning, Abigail. Welcome. And then we'll jump into our card. So, a little bit of tapping. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose a little deeper. Out through the mouth. Another one. And one more. And our card today is a pretty cheeky card, which those are useful here and there to kind of get us outside of our serious selves and thinking about something in a more lighthearted way. So we have a card from the Oracle of E-Deck. Good morning, Jonille. Welcome. Glad you are here. Pam Grout and Colette Reid. And again, I will say, if you haven't read Pam Grout's E squared and E cubed books, please do. They're very thought-provoking. Good morning, Gwen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad everybody's popping on here. So, we are going to have a very cold day today, and I have to go out in it. So, anything to bolster the mood and the perspective is a good thing today. So, this should bolster the mood and the perspective. Good morning, Barb. Welcome. Glad you are here. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows everywhere. And I will spare you my singing. Good morning, Sue. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows everywhere. Let's take a breath. Let it go. It's all about perspective. All about perspective. You have every reason to skip, to hop, and to leap with joy. Now, those of us who haven't leapt in a while, we might want to be cautious with that. Broken bones are not good. Optimism is the only reasonable choice. Oh, I like that. Will someone put that in the feed for us, please? Optimism is the only reasonable choice. Because everything else is an illusion. Because everything else is an illusion. Hope is the only thing that matters because it points to the inevitable. The glass is not only half full, as Psalm 23 says, it runneth over. It runneth over. So, can you see how this is a perspective card? That we could take the same event and show it to 10 people and get 10 different perspectives on it. All of them wittingly or unwittingly chosen by the perceiver, right? So, if we go through life, and I'm just going to use their words here, with the glass half empty perspective, or all empty perspective, we're going to have a certain set of results. If we go through life with a glass half full, thank you, Abigail, I appreciate it, or the glass all full, your cup runnething over, runnething, then you're going to have different results because you know, remember those books that probably for us, our kids had, that had multiple potential endings? You read to a certain point and then you have to make a choice which page to go to. And then you read to a certain point and you have to make a choice which page to go to. Depending on the choice you made, you got an entirely different story. It began the same, but it ended very differently because of how you chose. This is the same kind of thing, only life. As we choose what we pay attention to, as we choose where we put our attention, our focus, that dictates how our lives begin to unfold more and more and more, right? Regardless of what's going on around us. Does what goes on around us influence things, including perhaps which options are more readily available? Yes. But, good morning, Beth. Glad you are here. Welcome. And Barb, I think I said hello to you, right? We have a huge amount of influence on how the path unfolds. Say that again. We have a huge amount of influence on how our path unfolds. Don't give away your power. Don't give away your power to, well, this government and that person who rejected me and this job I didn't get and that car that broke down and all that stuff. That's given away way too much of your power. There's an old song, I can't remember what the title is, this might actually be the title, but you're nothing but a break in my stride. You're nothing but a break in my stride. Meaning, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going on my path, and you may influence my path, but I'm still going. I'm still going. So, think about the things right now that feel complicated in your life. Think about how you're thinking about those seemingly complicated things. Are you looking at them as opportunities? Or are you looking at them as difficulties? And again, I go back to that old saw. The optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. Again, it's the same thing presenting itself. How we look at it, what our lenses are, make all the difference. Can you see how it influences what you will then do? If you say, ooh, I wonder what I'm supposed to learn from this. This is really interesting. I can't figure this out. This is complicated. Maybe I will research it, talk to so-and-so, do some journaling about it, observe for a while, blah, blah, blah. Or if I say, oh my God, here's this obstacle in my way. I can't ever get anywhere. My life sucks, blah, blah, blah. What do? Curl up in bed, call in sick to work, drink too much, whine at my friends and family to the point where they don't want to listen to me anymore, blah, blah, blah. Can you see the outcome is different? It's the same event. It's the same event. Okay? So what are you telling yourself about that event? And how might you change what you're telling yourself about that event to elicit different behavior on your part and therefore a different outcome? And cut yourself some slack here, because much of what we're telling ourselves is on that subconscious level. It's family legacy stuff, we never were any good with money, blah, blah, blah. So we have to mine down a bit to find the stuff that's influencing us in unhealthy ways. That's why I love energy work so much, because it will make it clear. It will bring to the surface. It will shine the light on what we are subconsciously telling ourselves that's setting us up to not have a good outcome. So, where will you go with this? What will you do with this? This little bit of information, this call to sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows everywhere. Where will you go with it? What will you do with it? How will you bring it into your life more and more? Love to hear. Put it in the feed. That would be awesome. So, have a wonderful Thursday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.